Have you ever wondered? It's a series in which involves me speculating and asking questions that no one has probably ever asked before about the world of Splatoon. But this is part 3. So, if you want to go check out part 1 with the Afro Boy, just click on the little eye on the top right corner. And if you want to check out part 2 with the tall jelly boy, well, just hit the eye as well, that, it's easy as that. But, with that being said and done, have you ever wondered, why is black and white ink not used in regular turf war? We already know white ink exists because of past splatfests such as mayo versus ketchup and chicken versus the egg. And in our most recent splatfest, Team Modern's ink color is probably the closest we'll ever get to use when it comes to black ink. Also, sometimes in the Square and Starfish main stage, you will see Tony Kensa advertisements showing off an Inkling in their gear with a whitish ink color. And to add to that, Update 4.0 included new Tony Kensa weapons, and in each picture that advertised the weapon, the Inkling or Octoling had black ink for their ink color. So that brings up the question, why isn't black and white ink not used in regular turf war? I've looked through the sunken scrolls trying to find any kind of information, but all I could really find was the possible paint clashes that happened in turf war in Splatoon 1 sunken scroll number 8. And yeah, that's really it. They really don't give you any other kind of information, so it just all leads to speculation. So is there some kind of strange law which prohibits Inklings and Octolings from using black and white ink outside of Splatfest? Or is Inkopolis Society just moving on from its cephalopod past and letting go of the usage of black ink? Or this could all just be because Nintendo didn't want to use black and white ink because of the colorful and bright nature of Splatoon. And they maybe ditched the colors because of the fact that the white ink sort of looks a lot like mayonnaise. Aha, I see you were expecting something else, huh? Cool. Anyways, moving on. Have you ever wondered, what would happen if there was a tie in turf war? And before we get into this topic, yes, I know it's not possible to get a tie in any game mode in Splatoon. People have tried, but it's not possible because Judd will always decide a winner. And you gotta remember, this is all speculation. But moving on, if ties were possible to happen in matches, what would the tiebreaker be? There's different kinds of ways a tiebreaker could work, but which one would be the best for Splatoon? A tiebreaker could probably be some kind of team deathmatch, or as Splatoon may call it, team splat match. Or maybe instead of a team splat match to see which team gets the most splats, there could be some kind of elimination tiebreaker. The way this would work is that there's no objective other than to eliminate all the other team players, and there would be no respawns, so the last team standing wins. Or the tiebreaker could easily be rock, paper, scissors, or flipping a coin or something. Still, I would prefer to get into a tied match and settle it with the tiebreaker over losing a match of turf war by 0.1%. and thinking that if you would have just covered a little bit more turf, your team could have won. But since we're on the topic about things that may never happen, let me say this. Have you ever wondered, what if, and I want you to hear me out on this crazy idea, but what if everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean every single player in Splatoon, were to join the same team during Splatfest? Imagine if everyone banded together to be in the same team, whether it's Pearl's or Marina's team, it really doesn't matter. But what would happen? Well, first of all, it would probably be a very uneventful Splatfest because there would be only skirmishes because everyone is in the exact same team. And secondly, I think it's just a guaranteed win, isn't it? Wouldn't it be? Sounds like it to me. It would be a pretty good meme though. But think about it. Everyone joining one team during Splatfest. It's without a doubt impossible to make it happen, but if it were managed to be pulled off, what would happen? Would the results end up being a perfect clean sweep? And when I mean perfect clean sweep, I mean the score would be 3-0 and in all 3 categories it would have 100%. Or would Nintendo be ready if something this crazy were to happen? I guess we'll never really know because I'm sure every single Splatoon player will not join one team for Splatfest. So, in the end of the day, we can only really wonder what would happen. But, since we're on the topic of Splatfest, have you ever wondered, what would have happened if Marina lost the Retro vs Modern Splatfest? I'm sure we all remember during the Fork vs Spoon results, Marina got a little bit fed up because of being on a losing streak. But with our most recent Splatfest, Retro vs. Modern, Marina's team managed to take home the victory. And now this is where the what if section of this topic comes into place. What if, in an alternate reality, Marina ended up losing the Splatfest and continued on her losing streak, which would have added her up to 4 Splatfest losses in a row? What would have happened? Well, first and foremost, I'm sure people in the community would be a little bit riled up and continue with the whole Splatfest is rigged speech and such. But what would Marina's reaction to this loss be? And what would the retro winning result dialogue be? Well, with the help of Oatmeal Dome on Twitter, we can go find out what that dialogue could have been. So let's go do that. Okay guys, so I went to the link provided on Twitter, and if we go to new dialogue and look at Team Alpha wins, this is what the dialogue would have been for Team Retro winning. And by the looks of it, it really doesn't look like Marina gave that much of a reaction. If anything, her most craziest reaction was probably, there's only she only says 3 lines compared to Team, wow. Yeah, these never realized how underwhelming these results of dialogue would have actually been. Marina only has 3 lines if Pearl won, and Pearl only has 3 lines if Marina won. And since Marina won, this is probably the best line overall. I am air. Nice. But yeah, that's really it, you know? It's nothing much. She wouldn't do anything crazy. It's just that. That's really it. Cool. Okay, well, to be honest with you, I sort of expected a little bit more. I felt a little bit underwhelmed because after the whole situation, well, I guess we sort of know what would have happened, but nah. Maybe Nintendo was planning something even crazier if she lost. Maybe the losing streak would have gotten to her and she would have just walked out of the room during the announcements. But the way I imagine this whole situation going down is Marina completely being done with all this and jumping out of the window and immediately starting the Great Turf War 3. But in the end of the day, Marina won the Retro vs. Splatfest and is no longer in a losing streak, which is pretty cool. But here's the thing, did she win out of pity? Nah, I'm just kidding. I've been on a chain of topics right now, so let's just move on to this next one that is not related to anything at all in any of the past topics. Maybe. I think. But, have you ever wondered, how does this work? And is that one of those temporary tattoos that are applied with water, or is it permanent? I really can't tell, but what we do know about Callie's Octo Ink, and yes, I called it that, is that it's obviously applied to her skin. But that's the thing, how does it work? Well, okay, maybe it's pretty simple because it could just be more ink applied onto an Inkling when in human form. And I'm sure Inklings aren't entirely made out of ink, right? Okay, then let me make a better question. Let's say an Inkling decides to apply a temporary tattoo. However, instead of applying it onto their hand or arm or something, they decide to go into squid form and apply it onto their forehead. First of all, would that even work? I mean, when in squid form, Inklings could have more of an inky body because they can easily submerge themselves in ink and swim in it, so would applying temporary ink on an inky squid work? And furthermore, when the Inkling turns into its human form, where would it appear? Would it be on their forehead or something, or what? I seriously don't know. If anything, there's a loud car outside of my house. Okay, if anything, I'm just gonna leave this question for you guys to answer. That's what I hope to get from you guys, because your speculations and answer to these questions that I make, that no one has ever made or thought about before, they're pretty amazing. But if I had to answer this though, I feel like when the temporary ink is applied onto the inky Inkling in squid form, the ink would maybe just dissolve into the Inkling's body. And that's really it, you know? That's all I can actually come up with. Most of the time I really don't make answers for these questions, I just ask them and wander on about them. But yeah, that's really it. Thank you all for watching, and if you made it all the way this far into the video, well, first of all, you're amazing, and if you're new, you should really smash that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever we release another video like these, because they're pretty great and silly and weird. But yeah, go check out our other content too if you guys would like. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, make sure to go check them out. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. And also, if you have any theories or speculations of your own, make sure to tell me down in the comments below. And if you've ever wondered about anything in the world of Splatoon, also tell me down in the comments below. And maybe I could use it in the next video, who knows, we'll see about that. But guys, with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video / livestream, alright? See you guys.